Again, we're here with Christopher Young talking about his score for the Rum Diary CD. Chris, you're very famous for your work as a film music composer. How about your jazz roots?
Yeah, how about my jazz roots? Well, again, being an ex-drummer, sooner or later it was hard not to want to, as my mind was expanding, go from, straight eights to swing eights. And I became aware of the jazz world, and of course, uh, sitting behind a set and just swinging. There's nothing like it. It's heaven on earth for a drummer. Uh, so in terms of my drumming influences, there was just a I don't even know where to start. There's been so many drummers in the course of my life that were heroes of mine. Again, starting way back when, would have been Ringo with the Beatles, Dino Tonelli with the Young Rascals, and I don't even, Mitch Mitchell with Jimi Hendrix, Carl Palmer with Emerson, Lake and Palmer. We have Michael Giles from King Crimson. These were all favorites of mine in the rock world. And then, of course, once I got in the jazz world, my brain, it completely exploded. And fortunately, I was playing in jazz combos and getting into that scene, but I always seemed to gravitate towards the big band sound because I just loved this wall of brass.
Any particular big band there?
Yeah, it was definitely Stan Kenton. I would have to say it was Stan Kenton. I mean, a lot of jazzers would go, come on, that's not real jazz. I mean, it didn't really swing. But from a composer's point of view, that stuff was just really complex, wonderful stuff. And it was the pathway that led me again to the orchestral world. It was that intermediate that brought me out of the combo world into the big orchestra world. And so I would say probably my last major jazz influence when I was younger was the Stan Kenton band. And there was a period of time when I was like obsessed with him. Obsessed. I had every record, every CD, everything that he did, So I thank my lucky stars that I was able to integrate his music into my life, because I don't think without it I may never have made the. Oh, I'm sure I would have in time made the pathway to orchestral music, but not quite as quickly.
That's a wonderful story, Chris. Do you have any other jazz scores that you've done for film?
There've been, there's been a handful of jazz scores. I mentioned that the Hurricane is a jazz group with a big string, with a traditional orchestra. I did a film called Rounders with Matt Damon. Thank you, Matt Damon. Matt Damon is in that movie. That's a jazz score. That's combo jazz and some sort of funky stuff, Vegas style jazz. I did another jazz score there was a film I did about Marilyn Monroe called Norma Jean in Maryland. Norma Jean in Maryland had a jazz-based score with a small string section backing it.